what on earth is D'Angelo Russell doing? This is his man right here. Why does he just, look at he sees his man. Why are you not guarding your man? So now this is an easy offensive board. Okay, as your man cuts through here, you've got to be cutting through with your back to the baseline because you have to be seeing the ball and your man. This Timberwolves player is not seeing the ball right now, okay? Because if he was, he'd be able to slide over here and rotate and double, and then Naz Reid could take this area here and be able to box out and guard. But look at this. See, you're not ready to double right now. So now look, that means a third player has to go towards the ball, Naz Reid, and that's not great. It's the problem when you don't have your feet set and in a defensive stance. Look what happens. When Corey Joseph comes this way, you're not going to be ready to guard. You're going to be off balance. Look at how off balance Anthony Edwards. Look, does he look like he's ready to guard this handoff now? No. So now when this screen comes, you also, because now you're going this way as this player's coming this way. I mean, you're just off balance the entire time. When the ball is across half court, you cannot be worried about the ball. Look at this player here, staring at the ball. Be worried about this player here, not the ball, which is here. Rudy Gobert does not need to double here at all. Like, please stay with your man. Look at that. What is Rudy Gobert doing? Like, you can't guard. It's senseless. Okay, I guess this Timberwolves player is hedging. If you're hedging, this player can't turn the corner when you hedge. It can't, because look what happens when he turns the corner. Now that brings a third Timberwolves defender towards the ball. And so now the floor is just too wide open on the weak side. Can D'Angelo Russell get his feet set and be in a defensive stance? Why is he not doing that? Look at this. You're not in a defense. So now this brings all these defenders who have to communicate in transition. Stop. So Anthony Edwards is going to have to sprint. This player's not guarding the ball. Anthony Edwards has to sprint towards the ball. Two people have to go to the ball. Naz Reid's got to communicate, though, that he is able to take Jaden Ivey here. Okay? See, we have a problem here that Anthony Edwards is slowing down right now, and that is bad. Get your feet set. Look at this Timberwolves player. You can't... You're going uphill right now, so you're playing off your front foot as Bogdanovic is coming down with a full head of steam. That doesn't work. So Jaden McDaniels is out of position here. He's not going to be able to guard Bogdanovic in the post. Bogdanovic has the angle here. So if you're Rudy Gobert, I mean, you really got to come in here and double. There's really no other way to do this. And D'Angelo Russell's going to have to slide in here so this pass doesn't get made. Anthony Edwards can't be staring at the ball because if the pass gets made out here, he's going to have to rotate here. Russell goes here and then back here. But again, I mean, there's a double team that needs to happen now. For Anthony Edwards, you got to stay with your man here. Like, what is Anthony Edwards doing? Like, look at this. Why are you calling for a switch here? Just stay with your man. Kyle Anderson isn't ready to switch. Okay, you cannot go up the gut of this down screen. You have to chase. Now, Rudy Gobert's got to get attached with his arms out so this player can't curl, but it doesn't even matter because you just went up the gut. I mean, do you think you're going to be able to guard the ball right now? You fell because of that. Okay, I mean, if you're D'Angelo Russell, you cannot be just comfortable with Bogdanovic standing here in the paint. Like, you got to be battling for positioning now. I mean, look at this. Like, you're just letting Bogdanovic stand in the charge circle? So who's getting this offensive board? If you're Kyle Anderson, you cannot be looking at the ball over here. Isaiah Stewart, please. What are you... Please? No? You have to sprint back in transition. You have to get your feet set. You have to be in a defensive stance. If you're just backpedaling like this, I mean, you're backpedaling into giving up an open three. You must guard with intensity. If you're Kyle Anderson, going up the gut here is not okay. You've got to chase. You've got to. Look, you're going up. Look at you going up the gut. So because you went up the gut, you're now leaning. You're leaning this way as Bogdanovic is about to rocket off of a down screen this way, and you can't guard it. How to communicate and transition. This player is not getting to this Pistons player. He can come this way. Anthony Edwards has to dip in here. But you can see that communication doesn't happen until it's way too late, so who's getting this offensive rebound now? And this just cannot happen in transition. We have a turnover here. So these Timberwolves players need to get back. They're both going to be frustrated. Be frustrated during a dead ball. This is a live ball. Like, you've just totally given up. Look at this. That is so not great to see. Okay, I mean, if you're Kyle Anderson, just because your man is here does not mean that you can backpedal. You got to sprint back and get your feet set. Because look at this. You're backpedaling, and now you're needed to help, and you can't provide that. I mean, if you're Rudy Gobert, this is a very, very lazy box out. Let's take a look. So the shot is up. If you're Rudy Gobert, you got to use the lower half of your body to box out because that drives this player back. Like, you're not doing... Look at, you haven't moved this player anyway. So, like, it's just an easy tap back. Okay, I mean, who has the ball right here? Does this player have the ball? Then this player has to sprint here. Or vice versa. But that doesn't happen. Austin Rivers gambles as opposed to getting to the ball, and it's a 2-on-1. Anthony Edwards, you cannot just be staring at the ball. You've got to see your man, too. Look at Anthony Edwards just staring at the ball. Now you don't know what your man is doing. This horrible transition defense. These Timberwolves players aren't in our picture yet, but now they are, and they're back. But they got back to the middle of nowhere. They did not get back to bodies. That is not how you defend in transition. Okay, so I guess the Timberwolves are in drop coverage here. Then Jaden McDaniels has to drop. Like, this is a ball screen. You got to have your feet set. You got to be able to guard the ball, and then you got to be able to rotate to the three-point line where Bogdanovich is popping to. But you can't... guarding the ball is a part of the responsibility in drop coverage, and that just isn't happening.